Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And this special edition Business Opportunity Over Chai will help you to understand the greatest business opportunity that Franchise India brings specially accredited for you. A Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand with new business opportunity to help you to understand the greatest business opportunity that Franchise India having today. So today we have invited a great brand, Three Quarter Indian, a casual and fine dining rooftop restaurant with 100% ROI within 13 months, with a starting investment of 3 CR. To know more about this business opportunity, I would like to invite Mr. Shlok Shah to help us to know about this business opportunity for our friends. Over to you, Mr. Shlok.
विदिशा जी ने हमारे टीम को दिया.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for handing over the floor, and thank you. Before we start, so Quarter Indian is as a multi-cuisine restaurant. It's considered as Ahmedabad's one of the best restaurants in the city with a concept.
Shlok, I think we are facing some internet issue from your side. The voice is breaking right now.
Just 1 second. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. We can start with the PPT presentation.
Hello?
Yes, Shlok, we can start with the PPT presentation.
Perfect. Just wanted to make sure everyone can hear me. Okay, so Three Quarter Indian, just a little bit of brief about us, is that we started off in 2019 as a multi-cuisine restaurant. And today, after 3 years of its inception, even during COVID, we are now considered as one of the best restaurants in the city. Currently, we're serving a multi-cuisine curated affair for our clientele, and we're the only ones in Ahmedabad focusing more on modern Indian cuisine. So just a brief example of what Three Quarter Indian is. So we're a casual fine dining multi-cuisine restaurant with an expertise in modern Indian. So what our unique selling point is that for the era of 2019, we were the only ones to blend in luxurious hospitality and luxurious food at an affordable casual dining space in Gujarat. So currently we have a restaurant that can seat up to 150 covers with 85 on the outside, which is our rooftop, and then another good 45 on the inside. So this is what our brand stands for. It stands for magical experiences, unique and scrumptious food, and a positive ambience. These three key things are really important for Three Quarter Indian. Our driving philosophy is one that is of every restaurant, which is we look forward for celebrations, constant innovation and execution, quality service with hospitality, and engaging atmosphere. And that's what gives us our clientele, and that's what brings our clientele back to our restaurant. So apart from Three Quarter Indian, we have the other sides of Three Quarter Indian, which are also very interesting. We have a cloud kitchen known as Tadka Club, which is operated from the restaurant, and we have our service called Chef on Call by Three Quarter Indian, where one of our experienced chefs goes to the client's house, cooks for them, and then gives them a restaurant quality dinner or lunch at home. So this is the team. Mr. Kapil Singh is actually the founder of the company. Unfortunately, he's running a bit late and he will not be joining this presentation currently, but he will be joining in a bit later on. Mr. Kapil Singh has 22 years worth of experience in the restaurant industry, and he is bringing all of that experience down to 3/4 Indian as one of his flagship restaurants. A little bit about myself. Well, I just finished my bachelor's degree in hospitality and culinary arts from La Roche, Switzerland. I've been working as a chef for the past 7 years, and I have worked with a lot of Michelin level restaurants. And that's since I am a Gujarati, the city has called me back, and now I look after all the operations of the 3/4 Indian restaurant and brand. So why us? Why would anyone want to invest in 3/4 Indian? There are three things we keep in mind whenever it comes to our experiences with our guests and what we want to deliver as a product is that passion, commitment, and results. So we serve every single customer with drive and passion, and it always reflects upon the guest experience. And then we have returning guests to our restaurants. We are committed to give out the best. From the investor point of view, we are also committed to give our investors the best results possible in terms of what they've invested and how we can move forward with the restaurant. Now, the quick thing that makes us really successful and stand out is that we have achieved our ROI in 36 months, even during the pandemic, because we were able to adapt so well to the market conditions that even though with a heavy investment, we were able to see our return in 36 months. To this date, we're also nominated for the Times of India Food Awards for the Best Modern Indian Cuisine in Ahmedabad. So here's the core concept and the requirements that we have from our investors, which is the 6,000 square foot area for the restaurant, which includes the kitchen and the service, utilities and everything. The average investment in between 1.5 to 3 CR. And from the investor's perspective, we also have non-alcoholic models and vegetarian models available at lower investment. What makes us really different is that we're not looking for a mass sort of franchising model. We're only looking at one outlet per city. And I think that's what makes it a little bit more on the niche side.
Shlook, your voice is not audible.
Here are our current numbers from the restaurant. So for investors,
Shlook, your screen is not visible right now.
visible anywhere.
Now it's visible.
Perfect. Where did I stop? Just here, right? Perfect. So these are our franchise projections. We are looking at a franchise-owned, franchise-operated model. So for the numbers, we're expecting a 4.6 CR in year one, then 5.3 the next, 6 the next, 6.6 year 4, and 7.1 year 5. This is with a investment of 2.57 CR, which is the alcoholic model. And that is the model that we want to upsell the most because that is where our investors can see a lot of returns. Now, total costs for the years are as follows on the second row. And you can have a look at the cumulative ROI at the very bottom as to when you'll be able to receive the 100%, which is going to be somewhere between 27 to 30 months. So our services to the franchisees. So even though we're franchise owned, franchise operated, we're going to be 100% committed to give the same standard to the investors. So we will have staff training programs, location-based menus, which is going to be very different for each state, staffing and F&B consultations, location-accurate SOPs, on-site training for the franchisee owner, location-based customer acquisition, which will be taken care of by our marketing team, on-hand support during the pre-opening, integrations of other TQI brands to widen the revenue stream, and of course, a lot more. So in terms of flexibility, we're open to feasible negotiation on the requirements. For example, not every investor can have the capability of having 6,000 square foot available. We can even do it at a lower square foot area, and pure veg and non-alcoholic models available at lower interest rates. Although the one that we really want to push for is the alcoholic model, because that's where we are seeing a lot better returns. Questions and feedback. Stop sharing right there. So are there any questions or feedback for the presentation? Or is there anything that anyone wants me to repeat?
Look, we lost your voice now.
उड़ीसा भी ना छत्तीसगढ़ को हाँ उड़ीसा भी
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, right now you're audible.
Perfect. Q&A. Okay. Okay, so we have a few questions. What would be owner's participation? Okay.
So did we complete the presentation, or
Yes.
it's
Yes,
something left from our side?
Yes, so I just opened up the Q&A. We have 4 questions that I would likely to answer. So what would be the owner's participation? We're looking for an investor that has had a background in the F&B industry, preferably. The owner's participation would be that to literally manage the operations that we have set up.
So I think Shlok, Mr. Kapil has joined from the different device, right?
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Kapil. Welcome to this webinar of launching the 3-quarter Indian.
Good
So can I
afternoon.
know? Good afternoon, sir. So how we started this journey and how you got this concept? Can we know more little about your this concept, and what is the profile that we are looking for our franchising partner right now?
So the journey started in 2017.
Right?
So I've been in a hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, can you hear?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so the journey started in 2017. I've been in the industry since last 22 years. So I wanted to create a restaurant which was, unique in terms of food. So my passion for food is like, since I've been a foodie since long.
Okay, right.
So we started out with the place, we finalized the place, but we could not fit on a name.
Mhm.
So we finalized, finally we did 3-quarter Indian. And as the name suggests, we did the menu as a fusion, this thing with modern Indian food.
Okay.
So as for the other question that you asked, what are you looking for in a franchisee? You know, we would love to have someone on board who's like a foodie, who has some passion for food, and a little bit background in F&B would be advisable.
Okay. All right, that's great. So, right now, the Mr. Manish has joined from the franchise in their team. He is a regional business head, taking care of four different verticals, like from different locations, like Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi. So we taking care of all the teams right now. So Mr. Manish, we have the team of three-quarter Indian. Kapil ji is a founder. Shlok is a head chef and taking care of complete entire operations part. So we can start with the Q&A right now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Priyanka. Hi, Kapil ji. Hi, Shlok ji.
I
So, Hajika, I'm not able to see because I have just logged in. I am not able to see Q&A here. Any question answer pending from audience?
All the question are pending right now. We didn't ask it.
But I'm not able to see any question here. Should I come to you, your gate, then I can probably see. the question.
Yes, you can. You can.
I'm just coming one. Yeah. So here, Mr. Varun Sharma want to ask what will be the owner's participation. So he wants to understand the roles and responsibility of a franchisee owner. Kapil ji, you want to take up this call? Shlok ji, you want to take up this question?
Yes. So what would be the owner's participation? Would be, of course, first and foremost, the investment. The second thing would be that the owner's participation, as Mr. Couple mentioned, is that we want someone who is extremely passionate about the food, the F&B industry, with a little bit of background. So, of course, there's a bit of knowledge that they have that they can absorb as to what we're training and what we're trying to do, because we want to make all of the franchisees that we have.
Correct.
So the owner's participation would be to just absorb as much as they can in terms of what kind of training we can operate the franchisee, because we want to have a certain level of standard when we're operating all of them. So just the capability of absorption almost.
Sure. So Mr. Next question is, sir, Mr. Amar Lunia wants to ask you what is the expansion plan. So actually, he wants to understand where are we what are the priority city we have. So currently, are we looking at particularly any cities or maybe any region that we can like see without any? It will be a no-brainer that you can tell which city we want to go first.
So the first cities we're actually targeting are Pune and Chandigarh, because
Okay.
that's where we see a lot of potential, and especially with our concept, we're an affordable casual dining restaurant. So our normal bill sizes, or say APC, our average person pax cost, is going to be somewhere between 580 to 780, which is what makes us fall in the affordable area. And looking at these two cities with the current food growth that they have, we would be a best fit for those two cities first, and then we can branch out to say much bigger cities, because currently we're only at one location in Ahmedabad. So what would be the expansion plan from there on would be to get more and more recognition from, say, tier 2 cities before moving into tier 1 cities.
Very rightly said, sir. So you want to expand first from Pune, Chandigarh, etc. And are we also open for southern India or maybe somewhere in western India, maybe Mumbai kind of?
Yes, definitely. But of course, bigger cities like Mumbai, Delhi would be somewhere more down the line, because of course we're not looking for Mumbai or Delhi right now. We first want to have a good impact on, say, tier 2 cities, say even in the south, and then make our way up to tier one. We're not gonna fire up the investor saying that, oh, we just want our second outlet to be in Mumbai. No, that's definitely.
So since I can see this is kind of affordable premium kind of restaurant where so you don't want to get into the kind of cities where rentals are very high, if I can understand that way, isn't it?
For the time being currently, but of course more down
Yeah.
the line, we can definitely look into those cities.
Yeah, once brand recognition grows up, then we can certainly look at the bigger cities also like Delhi and Mumbai, right? Sure. So Mr. Ranjit wants to understand ki what include the investment and rental is inclusive. So whatever, maybe because I was not there at the time, so whatever breakup you have given, he want to understand that slightly ki what is the breakup of total investment. Can you please come again to make Mr. Ravneet Singh Bhatia understand?
Yes, definitely. Just give me one
Yeah.
sec. So the investment, includes the restaurant fit outs, the POS, franchising fee, the branding, pre-opening signage, all the kitchen equipment, furniture, and of course the first month's rent. So the entire investment includes literally almost everything that needs to be put into the restaurant, including the furnishing, the ambience that we're looking to strive for, the kitchen equipment, and of course the first month's rent.
Sure, sir. So Mr. Hitesh want to understand which is the oldest one and like how many stores currently we have. So Mr. Hitesh, Shlok sir has already told us that they have only one like outlet open in Ahmedabad, and this is the oldest one. So how long are we running this Ahmedabad wala outlet, sir?
So the Ahmedabad outlet started off in 2019, and from then we've been active from there on. So 4 years.
Great. And what kind of cuisine you are serving from that restaurant, Mr. Hitesh wants to understand?
So the cuisine that we're providing is, of course, it's a multi-cuisine restaurant, but with my expertise, we have moved forward into providing unique and modern dishes as well. So there's a bit for everybody. It's not that like we're focusing on one particular cuisine at the moment, but of course later down the line we will do that depending on the region's requirements, and as mentioned in the presentation, that each region, based on the market, they're going to get a menu. It's not that they need to run this particular menu that we have in Ahmedabad in all the other cities.
Correct. So very important, very interesting question. What are the wastage percentage in our category, particularly in this format?
So that's a really good question. Normally on a monthly, a restaurant would have somewhere between 5 to 6% of wastage. Now, we kind of boast ourselves about it a little bit, that we are a sustainable restaurant in the sense that we have a very good method of using our wastage.
Excellent.
So
it
even
becomes a
say
USP
vegetable
also,
waste,
right?
it does. We are a very sustainable restaurant at the moment. We are.
So how do we manage it to be so less, because normally it goes quite beyond what you are saying. So do we have any particular procedures or SOPs that makes it so less percentage of wastage?
Yes, of course. We have. So of course the produce that we get, the raw material that we get, there is a certain standard as to use it, because depending on the standards that we have set, you get a better yield out of your raw material. So in Ahmedabad, being at the market low in terms of the best, so what we do is that we have a very generic SOP that is followed from our kitchen staff as to what to use, how to use, and when to use, and how to store as well. So of course those SOPs will be provided to the franchisees as well.
Excellent. Very well explained, sir. So Mr. Varun Sharma also wants to understand key main challenges in any F&B is the right manpower, and would we be able to help anyone, like maybe if someone is opening at Chandigarh or maybe Pune, so will we be able to help initially with the manpower recruitment or maybe training, or what support we can provide in terms of manpower?
Yes, the company will of course help with the recruitment process, because of course each of the staff member has to of course abide to our standards. We run at a very good standard, because of course we're both we're both very, say, professional in terms of hospitality. So we'll be providing the kitchen staff as well as the service staff. So we'll be giving a specialized chef from our team to each of the franchisees, and then they will be taking care of the SOPs. And then whatever other staff we bring, the chefs and say the manager are the ones that will be training them down the line. And of course, me and Mr. Couple are always available for any of the concerns that a franchisee may have.
Great, sir. So, Mr. Sanjay Bakshi, I want to understand ki with plethora of options available in the market, what is three-quarter India's USP to stand out? Very interesting question, sir. Ki what is our USP and how does three-quarter India stands out among so much cluttered competition?
Yes, definitely. So I think the best way. So where we stand out in terms of the plethora in the market is that we are gonna, from the investor's perspective, we're the only ones doing hands-on training. So, for example, as the corporate head chef, I will be with the franchisee personally for at least a good 4 or 5 months, training the staff, being there with them, and of course, teaching them how to operate with the SOP successfully, because our SOPs is what our USP is, honestly, in terms of how when we use the food cost that we have and the food cost that we bring with of course, my experience from luxurious restaurants. So that is where the differentiator is. It's the consistency of the food, the consistency of the production, and the consistency of the level of guests that come back.
Yeah, so you want to say that customer experience will be like seamless and uniform across all the restaurant which will open.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Right, and also one USP I can also include that you have already mentioned that wastage is very low. That makes you stand out from other cluttered competition, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So Shlokji, I want to understand one more thing. How do we cater this food aggregator? Are we currently serving through aggregators also?
So we are and we are not. So we have a cloud kitchen for the aggregators that we are serving a different menu altogether. So of course, from the main restaurant, there's no delivery happening because it's a purely dine-in concept. Now, for the cloud kitchen that we have currently started, which is our new venture at the moment, we're serving a completely different menu, but with the same style of food. So there's a differentiator in what we're serving for the delivery guests and what we're serving for the dine-in guests. It's not like that we are repurposing what we're using in the dine-in and then delivering it to our guests. There's a completely separate menu for our delivery guests. So the aggregators we're using at the moment are Swiggy and Zomato. And of course, from both, we're receiving very good responses at the moment.
Okay, so this holds good for your current outlet, but how would be in case of if we are opening any franchisee in Pune or maybe in Chandigarh or maybe in Lucknow? So will we be able to cater through this food aggregator? Will they be allowed to do so?
Yes, of course. And of course, through our centralized marketing team as well, we will be marketing the franchisee on Zomato. And of course, it's again upon the investor that if they want to take on the cloud kitchen project as well, along with the three-quarter Indian brand. So again, it's the full flexibility of the investor in terms of if they really want to start it now or do they want to do it later, it's really up to them.
So this cloud kitchen that you are operating at Ahmedabad, so is it from the same name of Three Indian Quarter? It is different.
It's called Tadka Club by Three-Quarter Indian. And we have been managing it so well that we are actually producing from the same kitchen. So there's no added cost apart from the aggregator cost. So
pricing would be more or less similar since we are telling that menu are slightly different. So although this doesn't hold good, price parity will not come into the picture, but still, if something clashes similar kind of menu, so price parity will be there in your cloud kitchen and dine-in, or will it be different?
So of course in terms of course the market standard for the quantity that is also being served for the deliverables, those things come into cost as well, right? So of course they are a bit underpriced because of course we need to match the competition of the cloud kitchen market as well. But keep in mind that, of course, the quantity standards for a cloud kitchen are much less compared to a dine-in restaurant. So those costs, of course, cancel each other out, and of course, we can price them with similar margins on the cloud kitchen as well. So if the concerns were the margins, then of course I've addressed that.
So at least, so I understand that since like it is a ambience and which is something customer experience, we are like putting some cost on, so that has to be loaded to like set off the cost. And
Yes.
wherein in cloud kitchen you need not to only you have to operate the cloud kitchen. So I can understand that. So anything else, Shlokji, you want to conclude or you want to communicate to our audience which are like into they are listening to us, so how to move ahead and what is your expectation and how to move on? Yeah, sure.
In terms of the investor that we're looking for, we need, of course, because we're giving only one outlet per city, we can be a bit choosy on our investor, just putting it out there. So, so we want someone who has the background in F&B, preferably, but as well as the passion that is for food and service. That's all we require from the investor, and of course the ability to learn everything that we're trying to teach them. So it's a very, say, basic requirement from the investor's point of view, and I feel like with the constant support that 3/4 Indian has to provide, every franchisee that we're going to open is going to be, say, fruitful for the investor.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Logji, for articulating your final conclusion in such a well explained manner. So over to Archika, Anna, please take it up further. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
They very well explained the PPT presentation and the details about the financials and everything to our friends. Thank you so much, Shlokji. Thank you so much, Manish sir. Thank you so much, Kapilji, for joining this webinar. Thank you, friends, for logging this webinar.
Thank you.
You can reach us to our hotline number 9717683838. You can write us on feedback@franchiseindia.in. You can also connect to the LinkedIn IDs of Gaurav sir and Sonemam referred to this slide. Thank you everyone for joining this webinar again.